I'll save you. I'm excited about Big Hero 6, and not just because I desperately want to believe that a hairless, doughy white blob can become a mighty superhero. I explain why on this week's episode of Angry Nerd. First, the mailbag. Robbie Knight writes, I love you, Angry Nerd. I wish I could find you on Twitter. Thank your lucky stars, Robbie. Then go follow Angry Nerd Wired. As soon as I launched into the Twitterverse, I was having intense tweet chats about the recent movie Dracula Untold. I geeked out with Kyle Waterford about how cool it'd be if the sequel was set in the sci-fi future. I discussed Romanian folklore with Ovidiu, and I heartily seconded Will Fulton's complaint that the impalement method in the movie was not historically accurate. Dracula is Vlad the Impaler. How can you get that wrong? Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Okay, the latest animated feature from Disney is based on Big Hero 6, a Marvel comic that was spun off from Alpha Flight. See, Alpha Flight are like the Canadian X-Men, eh? Big Hero 6 are like the X-Men of Japan. Think superhero mutants with a dash of kaiju, and a dollop of mecha, and a soupçon of samurai. But I'll admit I had my doubts when I heard that the man who directed the CG Winnie the Pooh feature was the one who would be turning this Marvel IP into a Disney tune.
I can see you're going to be rather feisty today.
And I hulked out a tad when I learned that they eliminated Sunfire and Silver Samurai from the lineup of Big Hero 6. The two characters that were most hooked into the rest of the Marvelverse. And they made all the other heroes and heroines much younger. It seemed like the culmination of everything we feared would happen in 2009, when Disney swallowed up Marvel, like Galactus devouring a hapless planet. Oh, take that, Disney. Pew, 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 pew. Stop trying to turn Marvel's trademark adolescent angst into your own signature brand of prepubescent peevishness.
And I hope you learned your lesson, bonehead.
But since then, I've achieved enlightenment, and my gamma ray rage has subsided. You see, I realized that this new movie is not trying to be a kid-friendly addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is just Disney adapting a classic story, like they did with Grimm's Fairy Tales or Peter Pan. I mean, look at Disney's adaptation of the 1880s children's book Pinocchio. It maintained the skeletal outline of the original story, and just enough of the ethnic origins to be vaguely offensive.
Pinocchio.
It's a me, Geppetto! But the movie refashioned the tale completely, adding different storylines that made it more marketable and family-friendly. In the book, Pinocchio kills the talking cricket. Seriously. What Disney did to the Pinocchio book kinda mirrors what they're doing to Big Hero 6. See, at this point, giant robots and teenage superheroes are timeless archetypes. Modern-day folk tales, and Disney is drawing on them the way their best films have always done. The trailers also make a pretty strong case for the movie. The interaction between the human protagonist hero and the powerful but clueless Baymax seems rife with possibility. A little bit like Iron Giant, a little bit like How to Train Your Dragon. But on the other hand, the best Marvel animated shows of the last several years have been collaborations between Western writers and Japanese animation houses. And the hands-down most exciting thing in the Marvelverse these days is the Japan-only show Avengers Disc Wars, a collaboration with Bandai that's sort of like superhero Pokemon.
Iron Man! D-Smash!
I choose you, Iron Man Pikachu. I don't need to see any more. I'm sold. Why is this Disc Wars show not available in America? Marvel, this should be your top priority. Delay the release of Big Hero 6 if you have to. Put Age of Ultron on hold and make Joss Whedon supervise the English dub of Disc Wars. Pronto! Frozen characters are now showing up on ABC's glorified Disney fanfic series, Once Upon a Time. I insist that Disney characters Baymax and Wreck-It Ralph be added to the series too. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments. By the way, in a recent rant, I just mentioned in passing that I like Teen Titans Go. Many of you went absolutely ballistic in the comments. I get it. You hate Teen Titans Go like Indiana Jones hates snakes. Well, I think it's funny. It's not a sacrilege, it's a clever twist on the formula. However, I hate the cartoony new Disney XD version of Spider-Man, which adds funny asides and chibi Spider-Man skits.
Spidey sensing a connection.
Now that is a sacrilege. Let me know what you think of Marvel on Disney XD in the comments.